Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Glocks. No, not those Glocks. These Glocks. Yeah, that's right. You might be surprised and may not be aware, but Glock actually makes knives. The famous Austrian gun company founded by Gaston Glock, which is the primary producer of military, law enforcement, and civilian defensive handguns today, actually produces equally high quality knives. These were designed for the Austrian military, and yes, believe it or not, they are actually bayonets, even though they don't look like bayonets because they don't have the traditional hole that you would see over here, which attaches to the front of the barrel, as well as the rear clip, which would attach to a bayonet lug. There actually is a plug in here. See, there's like a cap for that plug, and that attaches to the Austrian military Steyr AUG, which is their service rifle. It is one of the last bullpup service rifles, which is still in combat use today. Pretty good design, even though it is a bullpup, which is fraught, obviously, with problems. Many countries have replaced their bullpups. The French, you got the British, which are going for a M16 platform design, the Israelis, the failed Tavor experiment, going back to an M4 platform. But anyhow, aside from being a bayonet for an AUG, these are actually pretty damn good defensive knives. These are defensive and survival, actually. They have a really nice coating, which is the same kind of coating that you'll notice on the newer Glock handguns. Very sharp. There are two models. There's the model with the saw over here that you can actually saw wood with that. And then there's the model that's just got the flat top, which does not have the saw. I think this is kind of convenient. These are very, very well made, using polymer and steel construction. Very nicely balanced. They have a very convenient sheath which clips onto a belt. Can also attach to MOLLE, so that makes it very convenient to put in any sort of modern battle gear. If you have a plate carrier or something, anything MOLLE, you can attach to it. It's got a little connection there to tie onto your leg if needed. They make them in several colors. So I have two over here. I've got black and OD green. I almost bought one in gray, but I just didn't like the color. The gray wasn't my thing. It's got that famous Glock logo over here. It says made in Austria, Glock 81 right there, if you can see that. Very, very nice design. The sheath, it actually locks very well into the sheath. You see this over here? This is actually a locking mechanism, so it's not gonna come out. You can see, you can turn that upside down. You can try to drop it. It is not going to come out. It's not coming out. It is solid as nails in there. And if you want to open it up, you just got to pull here with your finger on the sheath, on that little clip there, and it opens up. Very, very convenient, very ergonomic design. I am honestly very impressed by these. Where did I find out about them? Well, in the recent Gaza war that's actually still going on right now since October 7th, 2023, Israel has been equipping a lot of their troops with these knives. I noticed, because when I was in the IDF, we never had a military issue knife. There was a pouch in our ephod, which was our combat web gear that was made for a knife, but you'd have to provide your own. I, of course, provided a K-bar. That was my knife during the military, but there was no issue knife. We didn't get any actual knife training, and it was kind of whatever you bring is what you have. And so a lot of soldiers, I'm noticing, have these in their plate carriers, these Glock knives, specifically the black, but I've also seen green. And so I noticed that, and I never even knew before that there was such a thing as a Glock knife. See that Glock logo right there? And the IDF relies on whatever weaponry they have for their survival. So I figured that if this is good enough for the IDF, better be good enough for me. So I picked up a couple, and I honestly got to say I am very, very impressed by these knives. Even though I'm not going to be using it as a bayonet, I don't have a Steyr AUG. I have no plan to get one. Just as a combat knife, as a defensive knife, very, very high quality. I don't think this falls short of a K-bar in any way. But one of the really exceptional and interesting facts about these Glock knives is the price point. You'll be very surprised to hear that the MSRP on these is not more than 40 bucks. That's right, you heard correct. Not more than $40. That's about how I paid about 30 bucks for each of these. And they're readily available. If you do a little bit of searching online, you can find distributors that sell them. I think that's way underpriced, honestly, for this high quality knife. I think it is an amazing value for your money. And if you're in the market for a really, really good defensive combat knife to go along with your Glock pistol, definitely look into that. I highly recommend. Maybe it's not the most, the fanciest knife out there, but if you're on a budget, you know, for 35, 40 bucks, you really can't beat it. And this is something which is, you know, traditional Austrian Glock quality. It's not made in China, not some cheap, you know, knockoff. Definitely an amazing value. So I highly recommend the Glock knife by Glock Austria.